So you're a senior in high school and you don't know what you want to do or where you're going to go from here. So you've turned to your pal Crispy Fish. From my experience, I can't really relate to the students that got all the scholarships and that kind of stuff. So if that's you, you're doing something right. So pat yourself on the back. If you're one more in the middle, that's just kind of getting by, and you have no idea what you're doing, then you're me. But I'll also help those of you who may not graduate or who are right there. I'm going to help all of you as best I can. So, try your best. That's my advice. Try your best with your grades. Or if it's the end of the year and your grades are locked in, I'll get to you too. I'm just trying to get everybody with this. So you try to get those grades up. Do the best you can. I know some of your parents will want you to get a certain grade. They'll want you to go to a certain school and get a certain degree. And I'm here to tell you, it's okay. And it's not really a rush. Unless, of course, like I said, I can't relate to those of you who are getting the full rides and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure there might be a time limit on that. Maybe you have to use it right away. I don't know. But if you're like me and you're just kind of getting by, I would say just do your best in school, okay? So just do your best and graduate. If you don't graduate, get your GED. Get it immediately. Don't put that off. You'll at least need that. Okay, so right out of school, if you don't have a scholarship that says otherwise, I would say not to go straight to college. Now, that probably goes against what a lot of other people say. I mean, if your family is loaded and they just want to provide it for you, then, and it's not a financial burden to you in any way, or if you, like I said, you get the full ride, then yeah, go directly into your schooling, you're fine. So for this step, maybe you would do this step after your schooling. But for the other one, probably the large majority of my people who are going to listen to this, who are just getting by, or like I said, aren't going to graduate. So once you graduate or get your GED, then you should get a factory job or night shift security guard. That's a good job too, because the night shift security guard, you can take some online courses too and get those out of the way. But yeah, I would get a factory job, something that's pretty decently paying, pays more than your other jobs in the area. For me, I have to drive an hour to work. I've been excelling at that place of employment. But yeah, I would go to a factory job and I would save as much money as possible. But you can treat yourself too. This is your young years. You got to live it up a little bit. Don't get anybody pregnant. If you're gonna explore a little bit, totally understandable. I think it's natural to want to do that. I have 100 reasons why you should wait, but I also know it's not realistic to ask everybody that's listening to wait. So all I ask is that if you're gonna explore, be safe. Don't have babies, not yet. But I'll make a separate video for those of you who already do have babies, because I had kids early. So I'm trying to steer people a different route. But if you have kids early on, I will help you make a video. If you would like a video about that, I will make one. So, like I said, graduate, get your GED, get a factory job, something that pays well. If you can find something that pays well, that's not a factory job, that doesn't require, a bunch of education, more power to you. Get something that pays. And then, like I said, save. Treat yourself a little bit, but save. If mom and dad will let you stay there for a while, maybe if you just pay a little bit on the rent, help a little bit, I would do that so you can maximize your savings. And I just keep saving. I said, treat yourself a little bit, but know your limits. Like if you get, let's say, I'm going to shoot low. Let's say $1,000 a paycheck. And let's say mom and dad want $350 a month. Okay. So you're going to break in like $2,000 a month. So you give them their $350. Maybe you spend, I don't know, let's say $600 on your bills. I don't see why it would be that much, but it might be. So let's say $600. So $600 is $900. So you still got like your other whole check left. End of the month stuff. So maybe you treat yourself, $300 you have for your spending for whatever you need on top of that, and then the $700 go to savings. So $700 a month you just go into savings. You just save up. And I would do that. I would do that for maybe a year, honestly. A year. And then I would go try to go to college if you want to pursue a career like that. Now, I didn't go that route. I did not. But I had kids early. I had kids. My son was born the day after I graduated. And so I job hopped because I knew wherever I was going to find a job, once I found one that I liked and that paid a decent amount, I knew I was going to be stuck there for a bit. And I'm still there. I'm working at a factory, and I'm making a good amount. I started off as a team member, and then I became a team leader, and now I'm a group leader. So now I make salary. And so you might find in that year that you like where you're at, if you don't have a direction in life. But I would say try to use it as a stepping stone while you decide what field you want to go in, if you haven't decided that already. But then you have your savings built up, and then you can go. You don't need to go to a fancy college either. I would say jobs are looking less and less at what college you go to, and are just looking at what kind of degree you got. So that's been my experience anyway. They don't really look at that. I mean, they do, but it's not like the deciding factor of hiring you or not. It's more of your degree and what experience you've had. And if you've had a year, maybe you've even moved up in the company. So if you've moved up at this job you've been working at for a year, and you've shown some leadership and some initiative, and you explain that you were saving to, help you along your career path, it just shows a lot of responsibility. And if you get your degree, heck, you can go to community college, whatever you got to do. That way you're not drowning in debt. It's a very smart thing to do. But for those of you that got the full ride and, got your schooling done, maybe before you go into your career, so you don't have like a pretty blank job history. You could do your year out of college of working at a factory, saving up, and then try to go into your career with your degree. It would be a smart move. But I really recommend that. I recommend that year off of just saving, no matter what path you take. I'm not saying that my advice is 100% right. You might have another avenue that works better for you, and if so, that's awesome. Leave it in the comments. But that's my advice. I think you should do that. If you're in high school and you don't know what direction to take, I would say just try to focus on graduating, doing your best. Don't slack off. Girls are cool, guys are cool. Stay away from drugs. They're not going to help you. Just stay on the path of doing your best Don't have to make straight A's. If you do make straight A's, good for you. I'm proud of you. I just wasn't good. Wasn't good at school. But do your best. Do your best in everything you do. Do your best in school. Do your best at, if you do the job thing I talked about, do your best in your career later on. Do your best in college. Do your best at, if you don't go to college, that's fine. Maybe you find the right career path for you. You don't have to do factory work. That's just something I say. But I would look for a job that pays well for that year. And like I said, if you end up staying there, that's cool. That's what I did. But, yeah, do your best. That's my advice. And also, try to always learn something new. Learn a new skill. If you do the night security job, that gives you plenty of time to read up on things, learn a new language, whatever you gotta do. Just more stuff to put on your resume of skills you have. I learned a lot of tricks in Excel, Microsoft Excel, and now I use that every day in the job I have now. And so it looked really good when I went to my interview for it, and it's like, hey, I use it all the time recreationally, and I've been learning how to do different things on it. And so that looked good. Like, well, heck yeah. Now we don't have to teach him how to do that. So, yeah. So just do your best. Stay crispy. Crispy fish out.